This is why you are lying in bed, the soft glow of a bedside lamp casting long shadows across the room. When you feel a familiar, heavy warmth settle against your side. Your dog hasn't just chosen to sleep in the same room. They have pressed their entire body against yours, perhaps tucking their chin over your ankle or leaning their spine directly against your thigh. You look down and see it as a simple act of affection, assuming they are just looking for a bit of comfort, or perhaps they found the warmest spot in the house to ride out the night. But if you could strip away the modern blankets and the safety of your walls, you would realize that you are witnessing a high-stakes survival formation that has been hard-coded into their DNA for over 30,000 years. This isn't about luxury in the way we humans understand it. It is a tactical, closed-loop system designed to ensure that no member of the pack is ever truly alone in the dark. There is a hidden, primal logic behind every inch of physical contact. And once you understand the biological synchronization they are practicing, you'll realize that your dog isn't just sleeping. They are transforming your bedroom into an impenetrable fortress of shared survival. Think about the way you feel when you're deep in sleep. You assume that because you've locked the front door, your vulnerability is a thing of the past. But the twist is that in the ancestral memory of your dog, sleep is the moment of ultimate danger. When a dog sleeps with their body pressed against yours, they are engaging in a behavior known as contact guarding. In the wild, wolves and early dogs slept in tight huddles to minimize the surface area exposed to predators and the cold. By maintaining physical contact with you, your dog is creating a living tripwire. The moment your heart rate spikes or you shift in response to a strange noise, that vibration travels directly through their skin and into their nervous system, waking them instantly. In psychological terms, this is tactile monitoring. They are using your body as an early warning sensor, ensuring that if you're startled, they are ready to defend you before you've even fully opened your eyes. It is a moment of profound, vigilant devotion that reminds us that even in their deepest dreams, their loyalty is physically tethered to your safety. This tactical positioning goes even deeper into the realm of thermal regulation and energy conservation. You might notice your dog trying to crawl under the covers or pressing their back against yours on a particularly cold night, and the common assumption is that they are just being spoiled or needy. However, what is really happening is a sophisticated biological exchange. Dogs have a higher resting body temperature than humans, usually between 101 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. By sleeping next to you, they are effectively acting as a living heater for the pack leader, while simultaneously using your larger body mass to shield their own vitals from the ambient cold. It is an act of mutual thermoregulation. They are essentially pooling the pack's heat resources to ensure that everyone survives the night with the least amount of energy spent. It is a brilliant display of biological efficiency, proving that their presence in your bed isn't just about their comfort. It's about a thousands of years old mandate to keep the heart of the pack beating through the coldest hours. As you begin to see your dog as this intuitive, energy-sharing guardian, even the most crowded night in bed starts to feel like a high-level act of dedication. You start to realize that their clingy habits are actually the sophisticated tools of a species that knows exactly how to handle the vulnerabilities of the night. This journey into the hidden rhythms of the canine mind is what we explore here every week, unmasking the complex storytelling that happens in the silence of our shared spaces. If you're starting to appreciate the living anchor who refuses to let you face the darkness alone, joining this community by subscribing is your way of promising to honor the instincts they haven't lost. We are learning to translate the language of the pack together, because in the secret world of your dog, the most important work is often the work they do while the rest of the world is asleep. By staying curious, you are becoming more than just an owner. You are becoming the pack leader they've always believed you are. But the mystery of the sleeping shadow takes a fascinating turn when we look at the concept of oxytocin synchronization. Have you ever noticed that you seem to sleep more soundly when your dog is nearby, despite the occasional kick or snoring? The common assumption is that it's just the psychological comfort of having a pet. But the reality is that sleeping in close proximity to your dog triggers a reciprocal release of oxytocin in both of your brains. This bonding hormone actively lowers cortisol levels and stabilizes your heart rate, creating a chemical lullaby that synchronizes your breathing patterns with theirs. Your dog isn't just lying there. They are chemically hacking your stress response to ensure you get the deep, restorative sleep you need to lead the pack the next day. They are essentially acting as a biological sedative. It is a ritual of absolute trust, where they trade their own high-alert status for your peace of mind, proving that their devotion is built on a constant, active effort to regulate your emotional well-being. This brings us to the most powerful realization: the back-to-back sleep position. You might find it strange when your dog climbs into bed but immediately turns around and presses their rear or spine against you, facing the door. The common assumption is that they are being aloof, or that they don't want to look at you. But the twist is that this is the ultimate sign of defensive trust. In the wild, giving your back to someone is a death sentence unless you trust that person with your life. By facing away from you while maintaining physical contact, they are covering the blind spot of the den. They are saying, "I will watch the entrance if you watch my back." It is a tactical partnership. They are assuming the role of the sentinel so that you can rest without fear. When they lean their weight against you in this position, they are physically feeling for your presence to ensure the back wall of their fortress is still there. The powerful insight that reframes everything we've discussed is the realization that your dog's choice to sleep next to you is a total rejection of the pet status. In the end, we have to ask ourselves, why would a creature sacrifice its own comfort to be an anchor for ours? The answer is that your dog understands something we often forget, that the pack is only as strong as its weakest link. They don't see your bed as a piece of furniture, they see it as the inner sanctum. Every time they press their fur against your skin, they are reinforcing the idea that you are a single, indivisible unit. It is a ritual of absolute belonging. When they finally let out that long vibrating sigh and go limp against your side, they aren't just exhausted, they are satisfied that they have successfully fused with their world. The true emotional depth of this behavior reveals itself when you realize that your dog is the only creature on earth that will spend its entire night as your living shield. They spend their hours of rest processing a constant stream of data through their ears and nose, all while staying physically connected to you, so you never feel the drift of the night. The pressure against your side is their way of saying, "I am here and you are safe." It is the behavior of a creature that knows exactly how much you mean to them and how much they have to lose if you were ever to disappear into the dark. When you finally understand that their closeness is actually a high-level survival instinct perfectly blended with a soul-level devotion, your relationship changes. You stop seeing a dog who is taking up too much space and start seeing a friend who is holding the line. In the end, we have to recognize that your dog is the only creature that will treat a Wednesday night in a suburban bedroom like a high-stakes vigil in the wild. They don't need a reason to stay close. They only need the connection. They are the silent partners in our rest, the ones who believe that you are worth every bit of their vigilance. They aren't just pets who like the bed. They are guardians of the spirit who have decided that your side is the only place in the world worth being. They have been doing this for 30,000 years, and as long as they are with you, they will never let the night come between you. The next time you feel that warm, heavy pressure against your side in the middle of the night, don't just nudge them away to get more room. Take a second to realize that in that moment, you are being honored by an ancient protector who has promised never to let you go. You are being guarded by a master of the night. Your dog doesn't sleep next to you because they are looking for a soft place to land. They sleep there because they've decided that as long as they are touching you, nothing in the world can ever be truly broken.